So Jenny is going to start us off with an opening song.
So please join me, everyone, singing at home. I'm doing Hine Matov, how beautiful it is for brethren, and in this case, brethren and sisters, to dwell together. And I'm going to add in peace, but to dwell together, how beautiful that is. This is Hine Matov. Hine Matov u'manahim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine
Matov u'manahim,
shevet achim
gam yachad.
Hine
Matov,
shevet achim gam yachad. Hine
Matov,
shevet achim gam yachad.
Matov, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine matov
u'manahim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manahim, yachad.
You've got to mute everybody because we can hear y'all singing and it's out of sync.
Actually, before we go to the slides, I think Rabbi Evan had a few words of welcome he wanted to share with us.
Here. Well, welcome everybody. It's so nice to see all of your faces and to observe Shabbat together and to truly come together as a community. And I was thinking one of the things that I really love about Reform Judaism, and I think that makes Reform Judaism unique, is that we are truly egalitarian. Even conservative Judaism, there are several conservative synagogues that are non-egalitarian, where men and women have different roles and less than roles. And one of the great hallmarks of our movement is that we cherish every individual. And that's why we have the Shabbat, to hold up the voices of women in our congregation, to honor leadership, people who really make this community tick. And it couldn't be better to celebrate this Women's Shabbat like this. I mean, it would be better if we were in person, but it's truly wonderful because we have so many people gathered here on Zoom, and we can all in our own creative ways make the Shabbat service special. So please sing along. We can't hear each other's voices except a little bit. We can sometimes when people come in, but we can't hear everyone's voices all the time, but we can say the words and sing so we can hear our own voices and let our own spirits soar. And I know we haven't even had the service yet, but I just want to thank everybody who put in so much work to make this happen. This is a magnificent experience that we can all cherish and all participate in.
Thank you very much. So we're back to our slides. So I want to welcome everyone, each of you who has come tonight to share our celebration of Shabbat. Tonight we gather virtually through our computers and phones and iPad screens. Tonight we gather in truth through our hearts and our shared intention to share the prayers of our tradition with some interpretations highlighting women's perspectives. We are grateful to live in a time and a place and a community where women's voices are welcomed and honored, where the gift that God implanted within each of us can and must be given in service toward greater wholeness in the world. We welcome Shabbat, our day to reflect on that gift of life and freedom and its source and our sacred obligation. Dear God, give us the strength, the wisdom, and the compassion to empower ourselves, all women and all people, to open our hearts, to receive this gift of Shabbat as a time of renewal, so that we can better give the gift of ourselves to the world. So as we, or the gift that God implanted within, whoops. As we move into Lecha Dodi on the next slide, please, Holly. I don't know if it's possible for you to share it through PowerPoint instead of through your browser, but okay. I want to encourage everybody, like Holly said at the beginning, to sing along, still on mute, please, so that everybody can hear whoever's leading the songs tonight or whoever's offering the readings. So please join me with as much enthusiasm as you can muster in your own homes. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela la 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 la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'liti la 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 la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nacha ki mekor habaracha merosh mikedem nesulcha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Next slide. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla la la la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Boi v'shalom materet ba'ala gam b'simcha u'b'tzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala la 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 la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Margaret.
If Margaret isn't here, do you want, I don't know if Margaret is here. Is she here? I will read it. Shema. Shh. Listen. Shh. You have to listen to hear. Shh. Can you hear? Can you hear the surprise and delight in Sarah's laughter? Can you hear the joy and pride in Miriam's song? Can you hear the strength and wisdom in Deborah's clear judgments? Can you hear the warmth in your grandmother's voice calling you to the Shabbat table? Can you hear your mother's love as she recites the Shabbat blessings? Can you hear your daughter's clear, high voice chanting as she joins the circle of women? Can you hear your sister's earnest prayers as they share their goodness and courage? Can you hear your granddaughter's newborn cry as she joins the Jewish chorus? Can you hear your own heart beating, reaching to join the song of praise for Adonai? Shh. Can you hear? Can you hear the women who came before you? Can you hear the women yet to come? Shh, listen, hear, Shema.
I invite everyone who wants to unmute yourselves for a moment. We're going to say the Shema together, and it will be a loving cacophony. It will not be in sync, and that's fine.
Amy blushing. You have to be on group to do that. Nancy Bowman.
A deep breath.
Oh, it's off.
Holly, next slide, please. And Claire, would you please offer the next reading for us?
Let our lips sing the song that bursts from the heart, a song of love for those who are near, a song of cheer for the sick and needy, a song of friendship for the lost and lonely, a song of praise for you, O God. Hear the strains drifting on the wind of songs and prayers for the embattled countries and the people too downtrodden to sing their song or pray their prayers to you. O God, show compassion so each can sing a new song of hope in this troubled world. That's beautiful. That's truly beautiful.
And now we prepare to sing the Song of Freedom. And I just have to say, one of the most remarkable moments in my Jewish journey was the opportunity I got to meet Debbie Friedman, who we all know is one of the great singer and songwriters of the American Jewish community. And this Micha Mocha is a celebration of Debbie Friedman and all of the incredible women that have made the Reform movement and the Jewish people so strong. And we give a special shout out to everyone around the world who is celebrating Shabbat and all of the wonderful Jewish women who are here to mark this holy day with us. So we sing Micha Mocha. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai la lai yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai la lai yai lai 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 ya la lai la lai Micha Mocha Micha Mocha Pa'elim Adonai Micha Mocha Ne'etar B'Kodesh Nora Tehilot Osei Pele Nora Tehilot Osei Pele Malechutecha Ra'uvanecha Bohokei Hayam Lifnei Moshe uMiriam Zeini Anu Ve'amru Zeini Anu Ve'ameru Adonai Imno Be'olam Moed Adonai Imno Be'olam Moed. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced, they danced the whole night long. Let us advance the slide and we celebrate Miriam, sister of Moses, who sang our people to freedom. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced, they danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety, The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every strand and every thread she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances towards the light. Sing with us! And lo, women dance, the timbrels followed Miriam as she sang a song. Sing a song to one we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance, they dance the whole night long.
I am a Jew who is a woman, and I pray. I braid the dough for the challah and bless the Shabbat candles, and wrap myself in the talit I have woven. And I pray. I am a link between those who stood at Sinai and those who survived the Shoah, those who would dream and build futures, and those who will gather the shattered shards of glass to heal the world. And I pray. I am a woman who is a Jew.
We now prepare to step into the heart of our service, sometimes called the tefillah, the prayer, sometimes called the amida, the standing section. This is a time to reach for connection with God, with Source, with the consciousness beyond our own, and to reorient ourselves. Where is our connection? What do we pray for? Where do we point our hearts? Where do we stand? What do we stand for? There are 8 major prayers in the Shabbat Amida. We've prepared one slide for each prayer, including a short personal interpretation offered by one of the women of Makom Solel Lakeside, and the Chatima, the last line for each prayer, is in Hebrew, offered in Hebrew with the English translation. We're going to do this in silence. We'll take a couple minutes to go through it. And Holly is just going to rest on each slide for a little bit and then advance it after everyone has had a chance to read it. And I invite you to reflect either on the words that you see or the images you see before you on the slides, or on whatever you find in your own heart. So our first prayer is a prayer to be able to pray on this first slide. And Jay's going to play some beautiful music for us. So we rise if you are able or want to. I'm going to rise. Take it away, Jay and Holly. Thank you, Jay. Okay. Rabbi, will you please lead us in Shalom Rav?
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lekol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov peinecha l'varech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
I believe,
Duet. Andy.
I believe in tomorrow. I believe that we have the power to make tomorrow different from today. I believe that poverty need not be permanent and that human beings need not learn war forever. I believe in people, despite all that I know about human beings. I believe that there can yet be a time of peace and a time of justice, a time of brotherhood and sisterhood, a time of tranquility for all who live on earth. I believe that we can have a share in bringing that day closer by the way in which we live our lives. The world may smile at our dreams, but no matter, we still believe.
Thank you. We now call to mind those who are in need of healing, of body or of spirit. And as we think of those, I invite you to type the names of the people you're praying for into the chat, so that if you want to share those names, you're able to. As Susie, Sarah, and Zoe Mason lead us in singing Mishaberach.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Abraham Avotenu. Let those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you. Leanne, do you have a word to share with us about the counting of the Omer?
I do. As you can see from your screen, today is the 37th day of the Omer, which is 5 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. It's interesting in Hebrew, the way it works is it's a 3 and a 7. Each have a Hebrew value. Each number has a Hebrew value. And so 3 is Lamed and 7 is Zion, or you can even switch it around. So it's not like English where it's 73. It's really still 37, but you can say Zion Lamed, which stands for Zikaron Livracha. And I think that the phrase is familiar to all of us. It means may their memory be a blessing. So it couldn't be more appropriate to count the Omer on the 37th day immediately before we say the Kaddish, because in our hearts, of course, we're remembering those who we love and have passed, but remain forever in our hearts and in our minds. Please join me in saying the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al tirat haomer.
Today is 37 days, which are 5 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. Yeah, say the blessing and then say that. So, and with that idea of Zichron Livracha in our minds and hearts, this idea of remembering those who have been our role models and led us on this path that brings us to this moment. We think of all those we've loved and lost. We think of all those who've died in recent days and weeks, those who've died at this season in years past. We pray for a coming day of peace as we say the words of the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal V'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah V'alma Divrach Yerutei V'amlich Malchutei V'chaye Chon V'yomeh Chon Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael V'agalav V'zman Kariv V'imru Amen. Barach V'yishtabach V'yitba'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shmei V'kudishah V'yechu Elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush B'hata V'nehemata Da'amiram B'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya V'hayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav Huya Asei Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
So now we're going to turn off the slideshow for a bit, please. Stop sharing your screen for a bit, Holly. And we have Janet, who's going to offer some words of Torah for us. Janet, you need to unmute yourself, please. We want to hear what you have to say.
It's very rare that people ask me to unmute myself. Okay. This week we read the double portion, Bahar and Bechukotai. Bahar presents the laws for observing the sabbatical and jubilee years and addresses caring for the poor and the land. Bechukotai, the final parsha in the book of Leviticus, lays out the rewards and consequences for obeying God's rules. God promises blessings to the people of Israel if they follow the law, and curses that will occur if the laws are not followed. These commandments are a culmination of instructions given throughout Leviticus to enable the people of Israel to live their lives worthy of God having created them. The goal of the book of Leviticus is to shape the Israelites into a holy people and to safeguard the purity that it considers essential for contact with the holy. Leviticus depicts the world as a fundamentally ordered universe. When boundaries are not appropriately respected and the natural harmony is upended, a person can and should restore the world to its natural order. According to Leviticus, the maintenance of detailed rules and ritual provide the means to achieve restoration. To me, Leviticus is about creating the ethics and behaviors that will take root as fundamental values as a people. It begins with strict adherence to prescribed rules until we are able to be holy, almost without thinking. So often people tend to equate rules as creating barriers to self-actualization. Well, think about how we are living today, with our normal lives turned upside down due to physical distancing and requirements to shelter in place. So many people have told me that they were extremely stressed out and simply could not figure out how to live in this new world. What helped almost every one of them was to create new routines and structures for their lives. I would suggest that we, as Reformed Jews, have values that began in the rules of Leviticus. As Reformed Jews, we believe in interpretation and individual informed choice, but some values are embedded in our very core. I am sure we can all relate to our commitment as a people to tzedakah. It is in Bahar where we are first instructed to support the disadvantaged in our community. Today, Reformed Jews are committed to both tzedakah and tikkun olam. Union of Reformed Judaism vision includes that to be a Reformed Jew is to hear the voices of the prophets in our head, to be engaged in the ongoing work of tikkun olam, to strive to improve the world in which we live. And Women of Reformed Judaism has defined 3 key strategies, pillars for our success, with a commitment to our shared values of sisterhood, spirituality, and social good. As we conclude our Women's Shabbat service, I am hoping that we all feel the power and support that comes from the connection of women. Stronger Together has been the rallying cry of Women of Reformed Judaism for over 10 years. Yes, even before Hillary, Macomb, and today's leaders have adopted these words. The words are so much more than a slogan, but I don't think I would have thought that they would be as poignant as they are today as we come together in place. It is particularly interesting that another Torah portion in Leviticus, Tazria Metzora, portrays that at times of illness, including giving birth, the women were separated from the wider community. Perhaps quarantined might be the appropriate word here, but they were separated together. I choose to believe that God understood the healing qualities of women supporting women. And in fact, this serves as a model for how people can support each other during times of vulnerability. So here is my prayer for us, and I think that's on the slide, so we might want to put that up. Ali. Thank you, God, for leading us to be holy, so that we may understand the path to healing what often feels like a broken world, and living our lives worthy of you having created us. I pray that we continue to support, nurture, and celebrate the many who make up our worldwide community. God, help us to thrive so that every woman, indeed that every person, feels the joy of friendship, understanding, and worship, and that no one is alone. May we always be stronger together. And to conclude our study of the book of Leviticus, let us all say, you can join me here, Chazak, Chazak, Benis Chazedek, be strong, and may we be strengthened. Next slide. Ozi v'zimrat Yah Vayili Lishua Ozi Bazimraya Vayili Lishua Ozi Bazimraya Vayili Yeshua Ozi Bazimraya Vayili Yeshua Ozi Bazimraya Vayili Yeshua.
And in a moment, we are going to be invited into the Mafik home, where they will help lead us in kindling the Shabbat lights and the Kiddush and the Motzi. But first, I want to thank everybody that participated in this service. The voices that you heard, that we really appreciate the support and participation of our clergy, our readers, our singers, and the people that whose voices you didn't necessarily hear called out, but who really spent some time looking at the prayers in the Amida, studying them, and taking them to heart and offering the heart of the prayer to us with their beautiful words. So thank you to Maida and Janet and Amy and Lee and Nancy and Diane. I hope I didn't miss anybody. For their special insight into those prayers. So Mafix, Ari, are you ready to light candles with us?
Okay, hello everybody. What a beautiful service. This was such a calming service, I think, for me and for all of us. So thank you everyone who put this together. When you light, I think women are associated with candle lighting, although of course anybody can light candles, but it's been a ritual associated with women for so many generations. In fact, there are Yiddish volumes of women's prayers that they would offer at the time of candle lighting in the shtetl, which are actually hysterical, where they prayed for their children, and it's like, Ein chadash tachat hashemesh, nothing is new under the sun. When you read their words, you see that their concerns are our concerns, and just everyday concerns. And as women light candles, you know, over the years, you imagine that they pray to God for the things on our minds, just the mundane things, the hard things, the things we're worried about. And there's this idea that the gates of heaven are just a little more open at this time. Sometimes people pray for those who are in need. But if it's okay, I'll offer a short poem and then we'll light the candles. I just received this new to me book of poetry in the mail. It's called Place Yourself by Trisha Arlen. I don't know if any of you know this Jewish poet, but a lot of her poems are on ritualwell.org. And I just want to share a very short poem. If it's okay, I'll read it quickly because I know you might be getting to dinner. But it's called A Prayer for Stopping. And I've been thinking about this poem because in a way, everything stopped for a lot of us. And Shabbat is a time for stopping. But even though we're not running around like we normally do because we're quarantined, are we really stopping? And are we really feeling the joy of Shabbat, of rest? And just because we're not doing anything, does that mean we're actually really at rest? So this is how the poem goes. Allie, can you turn that down? Thanks. So this is what happened. On the way to shul Shabbat morning, I ran into Max, also on his way there, and I walked with him. We get to the corner, the light is red, but there are no cars to be seen, so I start to cross. Max doesn't. I walk back to him puzzled. The light turns green. He crosses. You don't jaywalk? He smiles. This is New York. Everyone jaywalks. Ah, not on Shabbat, I ask? That's it, Max says. Every day we rush, rush, rush. On Shabbat, when the light tells me to slow down or stop, I slow down or stop. I get it, I say. Fantastic, love it. And I try it on the way home that afternoon. How fun, a new minchag, a new tradition. All walk signs, the little white walking man, until I get to the corner, 2 blocks from home. Don't walk. There's no traffic in any direction, and the don't walk sign is a palm print, a red chamsa. Stop, says the chamsa, it's Shabbat. Meditate on the moment. You are stopped. No future, no past. Rest here on the corner of 14th Street and 8th Avenue in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Rest, rest. I stop. It's driving me insane. There's no traffic. What am I waiting for? This is so not New York. I'm supposed to move forward whenever I can, not stop when I can go. I can go. Only a few more seconds, I'm sure. Hamsa, where's the little white walking man? I want the walking man. People are walking past me. They must think I'm hurt or crazy just standing on the corner. No traffic. Stopped. Damn you, Max. But I said I would stop, so I'm stopped. So I look around. I see the leaves on the sidewalk. I hear the sounds of Brooklyn Saturday afternoon. Some kids are shouting at each other. Across the street, a couple walks together, bumping each other as they move. Friendly bumps. I'm breathing. A dog barks. I like dogs. I'm resting. Leaves on the sidewalk. Look, a nice kind of rest colored one lays next to a maroon one. Looks good. Reminds me of the curtain of the Torah ark. Nice day here, just here. Not going forward, not going backward. Shabbat. Oh no, the light is green. There's the little white walking man. Too soon. I go on. Blessed God of my ancestors, inventor of Shabbat, thank you for the stopping and the not stopping. Amen. So I hope we can all stop, truly stop this Shabbat and appreciate everything around us. So if you want to unmute, then I love that idea of unmuting and we just hear the cacophony of all of our voices.
That's the rabbi's favorite. Yeah.
Wait, they have muted everybody. I gotta mute.
At home, you think?
We can raise our Kiddush cups. Everybody. As you might know from Facebook, or you know me, I don't bake anything really or cook. But we don't have challah because Evan is on keto and he doesn't eat challah, and Tina has celiac disease and she doesn't eat challah. And that's as good as I could get tonight. So you all have beautiful challah, and I admire your challahs, and I'm inspired by your challahs, and I love seeing your baked challahs. Hamotzi Baruch Atah Adonai Elohim melech haolam. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shalom, everybody.
Beautiful service.
Great service.
Thank you.
Thank you to Janet.
Thank you.
Very, very moving.
Thank you very much. It was a beautiful service.
For her beautiful partnership in this.
Shabbat shalom.
Good job.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom, everyone.